Genius Cafe today. We have Aaron who's going to be giving a very interesting talk on effective communication for entrepreneurs, and he's going to start now. Thank you all.
Hey guys, how is everyone today? I have a Michelle here. Michelle going once, Michelle going twice. It's our Michelle. Hi, Michelle. All right, cool. All right, welcome everyone. Are you brothers joining us? Because I'm like, if I see brothers, I'm like, support. And Aaron, by the way. Hi. Well, you're in the workshop now. Hi, I'm Aaron. Hi, nice to meet you. All right, that's not part of the workshop. But anyway, if you feel like joining, feel free. Okay, so welcome everyone. I'm really excited to be here. I just want to know who's actually here for the workshop with the sticky thing, whatever you call that. So I know how far I should reach. Okay, cool. So effective communication is what we're here to talk about. Who here has actually heard me speak before? So I know how to prepare the rest of you. Okay, so quick chat on this one. The main reason why I do effective communication for entrepreneurs is I really feel that there's a difference between well, actually, that's not true. There's a baseline connection between communicating with friends and family and then going to try and connect with a client. Would you agree? But there's a goal you have with a client that you may not have with friends and family, right? So what I thought I would do, which I thought was kind of cool, is spin communication on its head and start talking to you about the things that actually really matter when you're building your business versus trying to maybe just read a book on effective communication and assume that all things are equal when they're probably not, okay? But what I found is really cool is the more I practice these effective communication tools, there's only 9. How many? Okay, just checking who's still awake after lunch. So there's only 9 effective communication tips that I'll give you, but what I'm finding, this sounds very weird for some reason. Anyway, what I'm finding is that the more I apply these in my personal life, I'm having better relationships with people. So rather than think this is not relevant if you're not an entrepreneur, I'd like you to think about which of these maybe can you grow in, which of these do you find challenging, and which of these do you think if you change and apply, may be able to help you have better quality relationships with people around you. So, quick show of hands. Who here would like better relationships with people around them? Everyone. Okay, so it applies to everyone. Cool. So let's begin. So one of the things I also learned in these tips is I can present professionally like some formal people do in, what's that program called? Toastmasters. They teach you how to public speak as well. This is really fantastic. But what I learned is for me and my style, if I meet you one-on-one, I'll probably give you a hug. If I meet you in a client setting, I'll probably give you a hug. But also, if you meet me and we're just having a chat over dinner, I might say the S word. I might even say the F word. Why? It's just because that's who I choose to be. Now, is that polite or not polite? I don't know the answer to that question. It's just I'm finding a lot of people I love to hang out with, particularly here in Bali, are what we call authentic people. Right? So let me define authentic for you. Authentic doesn't mean being nice. Authentic means I can just look at you in the eyes and say, hey, this is me. Nice to meet you. And we go from there. But it doesn't mean she has to change who she is. So one of the most powerful communicators I know on the planet, Oprah, she's the same chick on TV as she is off TV. And what I've heard about Obama is he's got the same chat on TV. I just missed him when he came to Bali, and off TV. But if what I heard about Donald Trump is the same too, off TV and on TV. So whatever you see is what you get. So I'm really encouraging some of you to, hey, look who's here, to loosen the reins on trying to think you have to be super professional to a point where you get constipated. And what that does is it actually disconnects you from other people. So be authentic. Is that okay? Cool. So I'm going to be myself. So if everyone's okay with that, I'm just going to deliver this content as authentic as I can be. If everyone's all right with that, please raise your hand and say aye. Because if you ain't, you're going to waste 90 minutes of your life, and I don't want to help you do that. There's a beach there. You can go hang out and have a good time. Okay. So let's get into it. Oh, there is a technology here. There it is. Okay. So here's what we're going to talk about. I've started introducing the big problem. People go, that's not a nice way to start. You should be more positive in life. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But I think one of the small and long short of having problem identification is the minute you identify the areas of your life you're not too pleased about, it gives you the power and responsibility to change. Would you agree? So a lot of times if you're trying to stay too positive or think you're the best communicator yet you have very little friends, sometimes it's okay to say, actually, maybe my communication sucks. And that's why I don't have friends. But it doesn't mean we leave you there. My goal after today is to give you some recommendations of how to change that. Is that okay? So then we're going to talk about what communication is. And I'm also going to help you by sharing some experiences of what I think communication is not. Yeah? And then we're going to talk about some of the 5 fatal barriers. These are the things some of us don't know we do every single day and you wonder why people don't like you. They're very basic stuff. But most of us maybe haven't been taught it because we're too busy toastmastering. But these are the human nature situations which actually create disconnections. Then we're going to talk about these 9 things, like I said to you. There's only 9, not 200, not 20. But rather than coming in like some people do who've been to good schools, they look at information and go, oh yeah, I know those, right? Try and look for the things you don't know or the things you're not sure about. You're going to get way more, hey guys, you're going to get way more out. I do that, don't worry about me, yeah? You're going to get way more out of this workshop because I want you to get something. Yeah? I want you to get something. So I hope you can work with me on that. Then we're going to do some cool games together because there's no point sharing information if you can't integrate it. Yes? Because I want you to take it away. And Lotta loves integration, don't you, Lotta? Yes. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so first and foremost, everybody stand up. That's got a name badge, sticker thing, or stuck on the computer. Yay! I want you to go meet someone you don't know, including these beautiful people standing here, and just introduce yourself, what business or idea or person you are from, and what's the one thing about communication you like to learn. Go, and interrogate this group here as well. Someone you don't know. Oh, hi. I'm going to introduce you to this one. All right, we're about halfway. Make sure the other person gets a chance to speak. All right. So wrap it up. Give your friend a hug, a kiss, a handshake, whatever you like. No problem. All right. So if everyone can hear me, clap once. If everyone can hear me, clap twice. Awesome. It always works. Every age, every country. Nice. Have a seat. Let's begin. Awesome. So, good question for you. Who here met someone interesting? Okay, make sure you put up your hand because it'll be super awkward for everyone who you haven't like, oh, I don't know about you. Right, okay, so who you are. Now, God forbid, that's all you need to do when you're networking. Some people make networking so serious. It's that simple. Introduce yourself. Buck, you need to say. Hello? Yep. So, try and keep things simple. So let's talk about the big problem now. I don't think it's a problem. I just think it depends how you look at it. But who here has got a smartphone? Raise your hand. Okay, most of us. With smartphones, it's so cool. You want to know why? You can literally come to Bali, be lonely, solo, like most of us who came here searching for our souls, whatever we came here for. Within 5 minutes, download this beautiful app called Tinder. Hit that baby. I know, the people go, and other people go, yeah. You can see who's really having a good time on it, right? But anyway, hit that app called Tinder, and within 5 or 6 minutes or so, you'll be talking to someone random. Isn't that fascinating? You could never do that back in the days. So is that good or bad? It depends on your love life. But things are moving faster. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The other thing is you can literally open up a Facebook account, LinkedIn account, Instagram account, title yourself an entrepreneur, buy yourself a nice t-shirt like this one for $10, and officially you're an entrepreneur. Just like that. Now, does that really make you an entrepreneur though? Answer, no. Because you can just be unemployed and have those things and call yourself an entrepreneur, right? So that's a little bit of a problem, because here's what's happening now in society as we know it. A lot of us have been educated, and I'm going to do more talks on this on Saturday, I think. But I think a lot of us are being trained and conditioned to go for what we call the get-rich-quick, instant gratification mindset. Yeah? What does that mean? I want a friend, I want it now, and I'll download to get it. But the challenge with getting into business or learning skills like I'm about to teach you guys today is some of these things, and you can write this down, are skills-based. I'll say that again. Some of these things that help you become successful in business are skills-based. Hey, brother. Yeah? And what that means is you might be able to understand communication after a 60, 90-minute workshop like today, but you have to go out there and practice. And there's an amazingly boring book called Mastery by Robert Greene. I recommend you read it. And it talks about how Mozart, Michael Jordan, all these big-time actors, all across the board, Oprah included, had to invest 10,000 hours. That equates to about 7 to 10 years. I'll say that again. That equates to 7 to 10 years of practice time for them to become the best of the best. They were never overnight successes. So what does that mean? It just means that you have to start asking yourself some honest conversations like, is this entrepreneur project really for you if you don't have the patience to become great at it? Notice I said great, not good. Yeah? Is this entrepreneurial thing called effective communication, keyword effective, worth your time to invest in? Because if you don't want to be an effective communicator, my point is what you're doing is okay. But here's where I'm going back to technology. Just because you can download an app and get yourself this app doer thing on the phone doesn't mean you're going to get a six-pack. You still need to practice. There is no shortcut to greatness. It's called take the stairs. But there are things you can do that can help you become smarter. So one of them is first acknowledging the problem, which is technology is also helping us become more disengaged. Which means we're texting each other on WhatsApp and Tinder and Instagram and wherever, and we think we're developing effective relationships. The reality is, are we or aren't we doing that? So are we more connected or are we more disconnected? Guys? We're more disconnected. So just because you have 10,000 friends on Facebook doesn't mean you have 10,000 friends that are going to show up at your funeral. But we are confusing the two. People are even committing suicide when they lose friends on Facebook. This is crazy. So a poll was done in the West that's saying 85% of us are disconnected. But here's the problem. What if this person next to you is your potentially biggest key partner that can bring you $1 million in business in the next 6 to 12 months? We won't know that because we're too busy texting the person across in China or wherever they are. So I'm not saying it's bad or good. It's just be careful when you're scaling your business and understand if you 10x 0, it's still 0. Yeah? So speed is not the key, it's effectiveness. Please think about that. The next thing that's curious is there's more money in the economy. I think something like $13 trillion is passing online every single half day now, I hear. 13 trillion. The question you have to ask yourself is what project can you get that can hook into that and you can start making some of that cash for yourself? This is a good question. But the downside is that you got to understand now there's more money being paid to startups at $1 million and above than in the history of mankind, and they're failing faster and they're failing bigger. The percentage of failure is higher. So, ladies and gentlemen, money is not the problem here. I just need to debunk some of these issues. Some of you are struggling going, if I could only get $1 million investor, I will become successful. No, that's still 10x of 0. You're just going to become another Uber person who loses their business after a while. Yes, that's not fun for him. It's fun for the investors who know how to run the business. All right, there's a big difference. Now, I'm not saying cash ain't bad. It's just why not earn it? So here's what I've been doing for the last 5 seconds. I've been basically talking to you about things that most of us don't like to hear because they're kind of sitting on what they call on the edges of our comfort zone. Who felt that a little bit like, oh, why is he talking about these things? This is not very nice. But I don't sell tickets here, but that's okay. It's just I want to educate people to be more mature about how they're approaching their businesses. Because I don't think this 75% should exist. If only people ask the right questions. So one of the things you need to know is all of us are in a comfort zone. We're in a what? Okay, who's ever heard of the word comfort zone? I just want to make sure I don't have to break it down. Okay, all of you. If you haven't talked to the smart person who put up their hand, they better give you a smart answer, otherwise they're bullshitting as well. This is my first shit word, yeah? Anyway, so there's a comfort zone. Here's what I found out really recently, which is super cool. I love numbers. 10% of what's in your comfort zone, yes, is the things you know that you know about yourself. Like your name, your age, your country, female, male, white, black, colored, whatever you want to call yourself. Doesn't matter. That's all the stuff you know about yourself. The other 10% is what you know you don't know about. So I always use this example. I'm passionate about quantum physics. Love it. I binge, I nerd on it. I can talk for hours with people who love that sort of stuff. What the Bleep is a good movie to watch about that for people who like it. But the point is this. I know more probably than most people who are not into it. Yeah? Would you agree? But who's ever heard of quantum physics? At least. Most of us. So there's something you know, but you may not know too much about. The other silly example I use is I wish I knew more about women. I just don't understand. It's just this whole planet on the other side of the world. I'm trying to learn the language. Sometimes I get it right, but sometimes, I don't know. But I'm really working hard. But that's something I know I don't know enough about. Is this making sense? Ladies, is that fair to say? All men are like this. That's true, we are. We can't even find butter in the fridge. So, if you add 10% and 10%, that constitutes how much? 20%. So here's what's so funny about people who want to be right all the time. You're being right and you're fighting someone else about an opinion that only constitutes 10%. Because the other stuff you don't know about, right? So here's what's so crazy and why arguments just don't make sense to me. I know there are things about me, like you guys are looking at the board, you can see all that stuff. But I can tell you 100% point blank, I don't see a screen. You're like, no, there is one. I'm like, no, there isn't. Now, for me, that's true. But can you see how that's my 10%? You're seeing your 10%. You get it? But here's where fights start. No, you're wrong. I'm right. We're both right. So here's where it gets crazy in business. Imagine you're so wrong about your business idea. Or you think that money is going to save you. Or you think it's your boyfriend. Or you think it's Donald Trump getting out of power. Or whatever it is that you think you know. The reality is, the magic is happening outside your comfort zone. It's called the things you don't know that are fucking you up. I know, some people like the F word like me. It's expensive to think the world is flat. But some of you are operating your business like 1940. The internet is here. You must get skilled. Are you hearing me, guys? Hey, dudes, come. Yo, man, good to see you again. Yeah? So I just love these conversations because I tell people, listen, your business plan sucks. It doesn't count. They're like, no, man, I've got an MBA in that. I said, I get it. But how many MBA graduates are millionaires? That's the fact. Most billionaires don't even have a high school certificate. That's messed up. But it's true. So the question isn't, what do you know? The question is, what don't you know that you need to know? And what's the rest of the world showing you that you need to look at and start having some honest conversations with yourself? Like, communication matters more than a business plan. I'll say that again because some of you don't know this. An effective communicator will succeed better than an MBA graduate in life. Forget business. Because it takes people to succeed, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Okay. So if that's true, why are you spending 80% of your time on your Facebook page when you should be spending it on a communication workshop? You see how messed up my job is? So here's a quote for you to write down. I love quotes, so pardon me, but I see it, I copy it. Here's one I love. Most of us major in minor things. Most of us major in minor things. Me, I'm just like, okay, what's major here? That. Okay, I major in that. Then I take the rest of the week off. Or I start another business. This is how you build 4 companies. It's just I major in major things. And Facebook isn't one of them. Is this all helpful stuff? It's just I need to get you out of your comfort zone and start letting you think about unlearning. It's like, can I clean out the noise in your head and let you focus on the basics? If I can do that with maybe 20% of you in this room, that's a huge success for me. Because you will then pass this on to another 20, and then another 20, and before you know it, we'll stop arguing with each other because all of us are right and wrong. Okay, let's move on. So, actually, if everyone's okay to get a little bit uncomfortable today, say aye. If you're not, don't say aye. But who's a little bit okay to get uncomfortable today? Okay, I got some players. Okay, end of month. This is good, Primi. So, here's a little bit about my story. I was born in Zambia. Someone was asking me the story, so I'm going to give it to you. Are you ready, Rosalind? This is just for you. Okay, so Rosalind, no, just kidding. I'll tell everyone else. Everyone else has heard it. But I'm a farm boy from Zambia. And here's what I love about Zambia, man. It's poor. That's good and bad. But let me tell you what's so good about it. When you're poor, and I read a study about this, people who know and see death every day just really appreciate life more. It's such a oxymoron. Is that a good big word to use? Yeah, you know, I read too. Yeah, oxymoron. I'm going to... Premier linguists, we got linguists in the room, yeah? So, it's an oxy, whatever that word is. Yeah, I've forgotten it now. But here's another thing about us. When you grow up on the farm, you start to identify there's 4 seasons in life. How many? 4. Winter, spring, autumn, whatever. Thank you. You don't need to be smart to run a business. Now, these 4 things is no matter what I did as a kid, planting those beautiful, rich seeds in the savannah of Africa, as the story goes, but if I planted those in winter, they never ever grew. They never grew. Isn't that weird? But if I planted them in spring, man, things went crazy. Bali's kind of like spring almost most of the year. So here's what I'm trying to tell most of you here. Sometimes you're doing the right thing at the wrong time, and that's what's fucking you up. And you give up too quickly. So here's how we say it in farm language. If you don't plant in spring, you will starve in winter. Salam alaikum. Yeah? If you don't plant in spring, you're going to starve in winter. So I hope today I'm meeting you in springtime. I want to open your mind, teach you something new, and then please do me a favor, go practice. Just go practice. Because in 5 years' time, you'll be either as successful or more successful than me, particularly if you're a woman. This is the era for the female entrepreneur. You guys, there's something called attraction pulling you forward faster for whatever reason, I don't know, but that's just, it's your time. Use it. But I can tell you it won't be your time forever. And it's actually the black time. Obama got presidency, Will Smith became famous, you know. So, hey, I'm jumping on that ride right now. But we know once upon a time, you got shot to say, I have a dream. You know what I'm saying? Shit is real. Right or wrong, guys? Let's just have these conversations. Just I'm a farm boy from Africa, like I said to you. And I can see the season I go, I better work hard now. Because I will not be happy with myself if I'm starving in old age, if I'm not proud of myself in old age, if I have a son and say, hey, look at me as a bad example, not a good one. It's one of the two. So my question is, why aren't you guys thinking about that? I hope so. And then what are you doing about it? And who are you hanging out with that is doing something about it? These are the conversations that we need to have. Right? So as a farm boy from Africa, I knew that. Then I took it to Australia. Guess what? It didn't work for me. Because I didn't speak the language. I was a refugee kid trying to figure things out, but I had a dream to go back home and make a difference. Lucky for me, a mentor picked me from Africa, brought me to Australia, and sold me on the dream that I could do anything. Oh my God, my favorite student of all time. I'll give you a hug later. Yeah? So, what was so good though, and this is the story more about you than me, is when I went and got this job as a dishwasher because I had no skills, my English wasn't good, they tucked me away in the back. This is 2000, it wasn't cool to be black those days, yeah? So, I worked in the kitchen and this was my second mentor, Jeffy, after my parents. He taught me how to wash those dishes, and within 6 months, I was like the best dishwasher I knew. But I was watching his job because he was sandwich hand. So he got promoted, I took his job, and then I just kept going. But here's what was so cool. No one outworked me in the dishwashing department. I got the best certificate for it. I still have it. So proud. And then I became the best food handler. Then I became the best cashiers. But here's what's so cool after cashiers. In farming, we handle cash. In farming, we still deal with people. In farming, we have what they call work ethic. So my question to you now is, what are your transferable skills? Please write that question down. Because some of you are starting businesses, you're trying to communicate, but you don't understand. You've already got something good going on for yourself. What is that? It's just I thought I was a failure until I landed positions that could help me with my 10,000 hours from farming. Remember that? So what are your 10,000 hours? My recommendation if I was your if I was your coach, is I would want to find those 10,000 hours and then help you build a business around that. Because that's the fastest way to make money. Most of us, what do? We hear about cryptocurrency and everyone's making millions, so we jump into that. Yet they've been 12-year-old geeking out on programming. You can't compete. You can't compete. It'll take you 10 years to get to where they are. By that time, they'll be 10 years ahead of you again. So wherever you are, be there and build from there. That's my point. Jennifer, great example. She's been in fashion. She knows how to knit socks and all sorts of weird things that I can't even put my head together how she does it. So much passion for design and uniqueness and authenticity and infusion of cultures. I can go on about this amazing woman. But here's my point. The reason why she monetized a business idea quicker than most people I've worked with is because she had 10,000 hours in the fashion industry. And she's also a little bit soiree, you know. She just knows how to pimp her product. So I don't need to teach her that part. She's got the skills. I just need to give her direction. So where am I finding you in communication? What are your effective parts of communication? That's the question you need to answer for yourself today. Is this making sense? Don't come here think you don't know anything. You know a lot, but some of you know too much. So I'm just trying to clean that up. All right, so that's me. Here's what's so funny. I got some certificates, and then things got pretty cool. And then I thought to myself, wow, some more refugees are coming from Africa, 250,000 refugee asylum seekers. I'll start a business to train them so they can get dishwashing jobs like I did. And I started a skills-based agency, got accredited course programs from the government. They paid for the whole thing. I started making millions of dollars at the age of 21. I can't remember. It was ridiculous. So ridiculous, I started to collapse my identity with my bank account. So guess what happened after that? I got myself very expensive friends. I got myself a very expensive wife. I got myself a very expensive Carrera 911. That one I loved the most. And that wasn't too bad, but then I got myself very expensive key partners that had completely different values to me. You see why I talk about investment? I learned. My business became so different to what it was intended. I hated my job. And then the government found out some of these other people were involved in businesses they shouldn't be. And guess whose name was on the contracts? Aaron Mashano. Google this. This is quite fun. I lost everything plus $500,000 in tax debt. And I was 25 years old going, what the? I had a son, and I'm looking at him and going, I don't deserve to be here. So I did something worse than that. I just gave up on everything and everyone gave up on me. Funny how that happens. Found myself homeless. So here's something I want you to write down in your notes. The enemy of a great life is a good one. The enemy of a great life is a good one. It became so good. I was too scared to keep doing what's right because I wanted to maintain what looked good in front of everybody else. It was so good, I started making promises to my ex-wife I couldn't keep to myself. It was so good, I preferred to have a Ferrari than actually service the clients that I promised to serve. It was so good, I preferred to look and act white than be the African professional I was born to be. Now, some of you don't know about this, but how many movies like this have you watched? Tons. It's just entrepreneurs. We're trying to talk to you guys about this. It's a long walk to freedom, my friends. But are you communicating authentically, or are you trying to pretend to be somebody else? It's just, I'm telling you, I'm not a failure, I'm not a success, I'm just Aaron. That's who I am. But then who the fuck are you is the question. You know what I'm saying? So when this all happened, I became homeless, and I was still hungry. Remember, the enemy of a great life is a good one. I had to still send money home to my family. So for me, I had to start another business. It was that simple. Some of you say, oh, what should I do now? Me, I'm like, I'll do anything. I'll do anything. So I just got busy again. But lucky for me, Tony Robbins' Walk on Fire came along. Les Brown came along. Brian Tracy came along. Chris Howard came along. And I couldn't afford their programs. I sold my stupid little car, put my credit cards more on debt, and did a program for them for 3 years, and it changed my life. So yes, I believe in coaching like the Bible. Sorry about that, but it changed my life. Why? Because and write this down. This is what Les Brown says. You can't see the picture when you're in the frame, my friends. Whatever you think is messing you up isn't messing you up because you already know it. You should have fixed it by now. So what's messing you up is what you don't know. And coaching can help with that. Doesn't mean your coach should be better than you, more values than you. It's irrelevant. It's just to give you honest feedback. So if you don't have a coach, please get one. It's expensive to be ignorant. Expensive. Wow. Not yourself. Okay. So, I didn't even think I could get into coaching, but a lot of the African refugees, as you know, in Australia, can't get jobs. So I started helping them create careers in their own business. 1, 2, 3, started making money. More people heard about it, started picking up steam. Before you know it, they're like, no, you're more like a business coach. I'm like, what's that? So I've never had business coaching. It's just I know how to build businesses because I know how to look for opportunities. That's what I'm good at. What are you good at? I just look for the best in people. That's just my thing. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. But because of that, I built a business around it. So yes, passion matters. And I put in 10,000 hours in 3 years. So yes, did I work hard, hustle hard, all these things people are making fun of? I worked my ass off. I used to have a nice round ass. It's gone. I worked my ass off, and I'm not ashamed to tell you new age people, you have to earn success. I'm sorry. I don't believe in JB. What's his name? I don't believe in that. It's teaching you to be lazy. If you want more, you got to do more. That's as simple as that. If you want less, then yes. But I want more, don't you? If you do, own it. And work accordingly. Keyword, work accordingly. Don't work 80 hours and produce $2. That's stupid. But if you want 2 million, you better work harder than the person making 200,000. That's just how it works. Let's be mature about it, yeah? So I just got excited about helping people like Jennifer and other people in this room not just have ideas, but monetize those ideas. And then after that, it's your choice. How hard do you want to work? I'm not responsible because, guys, I've met some really happy people making $50,000 in their businesses per year, and I've met some miserable billionaires. So it's not the money issue. It's how far can this tank go is the question. I know where I need to go, so yeah, I work harder than most people, but I'm happy with it. Some of you just want 50K. Cool. Then stop doing stupid things on Facebook that you don't need to do. It's only 50K. Just build a tribe in Sonora and do something good. You make 50K a year. Easy. Easy. Oh, sorry, simple. It's not easy. Yeah? Next. I got so passionate about connecting challenges in Bali to building a business. So there's a plastic issue. I go, what can I do? Oh, I can create a cold pressed juice business because then I'll use the glass, sustainable, recycle the plastic, put some stupid lids, and employ cool Bali people to work with. So I did. And it's doing pretty good. But then I thought, some people need to learn what I'm doing, so we started up a coaching business. That's how I met Jennifer. But the reason I want Jennifer to be successful is not just because I want her to build a fashion brand, my friends. It's the values Jennifer has. If she becomes successful, she's going to employ more people like her. You understand what I'm saying? And that's going to make this world a better place than we found it. And if you don't know this woman, you better find her. I'm just picking her up today because she's so busy and so famous. But I have so many clients here. Lotta's another one. You know, Michael, should I continue? Richard, Michelle. I mean, I hang out with some really... Putu is doing amazing stuff in the leadership stuff in Bali for Balinese people as well. I mean, people are just amazing. But then my coach says, hey, listen, Aaron, you can't attract who you're not. You listen? So this is for me who's insecure. I need to say that to myself as well. I can't attract you. If you guys are great, then I must be great. So my question to you is, if you don't like your clients, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. I love my clients. We're a little bit cultish now because we just hang out all the time. But I love that. I can't tell the difference between business and pleasure. But what a business. And what a life. I wish that for you. Digress. Next. I've been selling cabbages from 12, so I know a little bit about communication without the strategies. It's just I had to do it to survive, to eat. It's that simple. And like I said, if you're hungry for success, my friends, strategies don't matter. Only results. Only results. Right? But this is what I want to inspire you on, because every single thing I do, my friends, every single thing I do, I was even thinking about it this morning with 4 hours sleep, everything has to lead to me thinking I can help a Jennifer or a Putu or someone succeed, because they're going to help me tackle some of those problems the United Nations keep talking about. Because a successful business, sustainable, financially successful business, will solve those problems, won't it? That's all they do, is solve problems. So I think I'm in the best job in the world to empower you guys to pick a problem on the news, build a business, become profitable, and the world will change, and my son will have a better time here. That's my mission. And it's not complicated. I didn't watch a TED talk on it. It just makes sense to me because I'm a farm boy from Africa. And that farm project we did saved and fed thousands of people. It's that simple to me. So if I can do it, Can't you, Natalie? You can. You're a beautiful woman. Probably with a better passport than me. You know, Indonesians in the room. You guys have no choice. You have to work 10 times harder. So work. You know what I'm saying? Black people have to work 20 times harder. So we just do that. Stop complaining. It just is what it is. Yes or yes? So whatever your issue is, my friends, use it to... What did I say yesterday? It was a really good quote. Hold on.
Use your... Wasn't your challenges? It's use your disabilities and make it your competitive advantage.
Yeah, that's it. Say that again.
Take your disability and make it your competitive advantage.
Isn't that good? So AJ is a really smart guy. He wrote it down. So that came out yesterday, and then I put it on Instagram, and then I have quotes with my name on it. It just comes out of me. But guys, I can tell you one. Let me tell you a little secret. I have 4 coaches that give me quotes, and I copy them, and they don't care. They're not even mine. But who cares? Who cares? Just use it. So please take my quote and use it. Okay? Because the money's not made in sharing, the money's made in execution. Most of you I know won't do it. So I don't mind. Okay? So anyway, communication. First, about communication. Let's first start by defining it. Because a lot of us use words like authenticity. I hear this a lot here. Or integrity. Or honesty. You know, I'm like, do you even know what that means? So let me give it to you dictionary style. Communication is the parting and exchanging of information or news. This is my favorite part. For the means of connection between people, places in particular. Meaning, if you're talking to me and and I'm not listening, you're not connecting, you're not communicating. You are shouting at me, like I'm doing at some of you right now. Right? I have to check myself. Yeah, but I value communication. No, you don't. You don't even use it yourself. Yeah, but I value authenticity. Really? Then why are you so nice to me all the time when really you want to be mean? That's fake. I think it's pathetic, actually. Give me a mean person who's consistent over someone who's happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. I can't deal with that. I can't trust that person. But someone who's like mean, oh yeah, I know where I stand. Or happy, I know where I stand. So who are you? And then communicate it, because I will connect with you whether you're a mean or a nice person. Just be consistent. You understand? Very, very powerful. Next, here's some interesting research. Don't believe me, but take a photo and do your own research on this. Carnegie Institute did some research over 10 years about the most successful people financially across all industries. And they found that the most successful people, we're talking, I think something like 250,000 and above, I can't remember. Not everyone had a qualification, but every single one of them had great personality, great communication. See why we're doing this workshop? Negotiation skills so they can get promotions. And they led. Particularly in the tough times. They didn't mind not being liked by people. So people pleasing people in the crowd, that shit won't get you far. Just be honest. It's a big difference, but that takes a little bit of courage. Okay? Now, you want to know who's going to tell it to you straight? Lotta's one of them. So I love working with her. It's just straight down the line, Swedish style. Love it. So, if you don't know the standard, hang out with her a few times. But she's too busy, so no, it probably won't happen. But you know what I'm saying? It's so good to know where you stand with that particular person. So just try it for a week. You lose some friends, but you earn some much better ones. I can tell you that. So let's do a quick workshop. Everyone stand up. Premier, we've done 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's set some ground rules because some of you are like, I don't want to do anything. It's not that bad because the goal is number 5. 5? Yeah. The goal is number 5. Have fun. So we're all going to do something. I'm going to show you one of the best communication skills I know. So everyone with a name badge, please come to the front and stand across here. Just line up facing the ocean, shoulder to shoulder, line up there. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Chop, chop, chop. We have like 90 minutes to do 7 million workshops. I did this with like high school kids. They crushed it. Okay, everyone's lining up. We don't have a prize for this game. Okay, so everyone's lining up. Awesome, beautiful. Ayo. Yeah, so clients have no choice. Clients have to participate, yeah? Okay, so this game is so funny. Here's a simple rule. I want from the right, yeah, so you're right, yeah, you get it? The right-hand person needs to be the youngest, what's the word? The youngest person from there with the smallest shoe size. And then as we go to this side, it should be the oldest person with the oldest shoe size. So here's an example. Putu is 16, as you can see. Now, she's 16 and her shoe size is 4. Yeah? So you're 16 too, and her shoe size is maybe, say, 4.5. So Putu should be here, and you should be here, Lydia. Yeah? Does that make sense? So that's how I'll know. But here's the cue. You can't use language. You can use sign language. You can compare shoes. I've seen people do some weird things and shake each other's bums, whatever it takes. But no language. And you have 60 seconds to do it. Now, we had double the size of university students, and they did it in how many seconds? Just last week. 30-something seconds. I know, right? Double. Are they Come on, entrepreneurs, compete. So, are you ready? So no talking, you can use sign language, you can do whatever, but just no voices, no communication. But it's the smallest shoe size with the youngest age to the oldest age to the biggest shoe size. Ready, 60 seconds, are you timing? Set, and go. Hugging is allowed, just no talking. How many seconds to go? 8 seconds. 7. 6. So wherever you are, just stay there. No, you don't need to get it. Just wherever you are, just stay there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and stop. Stay exactly where you are. Okay, cool. First, give yourselves a big round of applause for trying, because you guys decided to play. You're not so cool, which is good. Okay, so watch. What's your age? Age? Tahun. Tahun berapa? 3 tahun. 2, 3. 2, 2. 3, 2. Okay. And shoe size, oh, it doesn't matter. What's yours? Age. Age. Okay, so you swap, right? Yeah, swap. And your age? Swap. So you're 32, yeah? 32. Okay, 32s, where are you? 32s. Okay, so come there somewhere. And you are?
32.
32. Okay, and shoe size? Ini bagus, yeah?
I think I'm smaller.
Okay, swap. Awesome, so 32. You are? 32. Yeah, you're good. 33, good. We don't need to check. 36. 40. 39, somewhere. Okay. Yeah, 40, yep. 41. 42. 36, go to your team there somewhere. Come on, 30s and whatever you are. Where are you? Okay, there you go. 39, 39. Awesome. You're all 16 anyway. Don't worry about it. Yep, awesome. 40, 42. 42. 44. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's good. Huh? 52. Youngest. Okay, round of applause for everyone. And have a seat. Have a seat. I'll explain what just happened in more than a minute. So, you still passed because we all finished at the end. But let me explain what just happened. Uh-oh. No problem. You did well, brother. You did well. Primi will look after it. She's maestro genius. Thanks, AJ. Okay, so here's what's so cool, though. In less than 60 minutes, okay, let's just go with the whole 60. In 60 minutes, and the reason why I want to applaud all of you is none of you were using words, and yet you could figure out almost your shoe size and your age. And line up together from different countries, religions, cross whatever the bullshit happened. So here's my point. Why are we so hung up on communication by words when the most effective thing is non-verbal communication? We get so angry when people tell us things. We want them to explain everything when we should really look at what they're doing. We had a line the other day, 30 seconds flat, done. What does that mean? We're using too many words. So rule number 1, less is more in communication. Okay, write that down. Might change your life. So you pretty much crushed it. That was the game. And it's a really fun one to play. But here's what I was watching. This is what coaches do, and this is what actually all of you are doing subconsciously, but I'm just going to give you the tools. Some of you were kind of standing there. Some of you started taking a leadership role. Well done. Clapping to get attention, whatever. I'm just watching the whole dynamic. But what you don't realize is some of you think you're very cool when you're talking to people, yet it's actually an imposter position, and it's primarily locked in. Someone stops trusting you, and you're wondering why. It's not because of what you said, it's the way that your signals are showing up. Ladies, when we get a little bit nervous, we kind of cross our legs and we do one of these ones, and it's almost like you're lying about something. So this research isn't Western by nature. This is across all cultures, all over the place. Body language doesn't lie. A smile is a smile no matter where you go. Yes or no? There's no miscommunication there. So take a photo if you like. But it's a really, really interesting thing to consider. But this power pose, that was a nice TED talk done, I'll be doing more work on this on Saturday, is sometimes your physiology can say what you want it to say and then your emotions will follow. Okay? I don't have time today about that, but a lot of you power pose women, you don't need to bow break people. Just get into your super Wonder Woman pose and the rest is history. The rest is history. Men just go, ooh, okay. Oprah, yes. No, this is okay. It's just, you can stand in all of these. I can even do that right now. I can kind of, but it's like you have to, I'll teach you the 9 rules. What you're looking for is context, congruence, yes, and cluster. That's another level, but you get my point. So if someone says something like, fuck, you saw I went, fuck, but I went in the way that you're like, okay, he's obviously talking to himself. He's pissed off about none of my business. But if I say, fuck you, right, we have a problem. So the cluster, the context, and the congruence matter. Oh, the kids here. I should have used another word. Anyway, you get my point. Family business. What can I say? They still invite me back. So here's what I did that you shouldn't do. Are you ready? Number 1, we talked about it. This will help answer your question because some of this is coming out in your body language. We'll go into it further later. Guys, we're so judgmental. Google's good, but it's really messed us up. All of us have so many big opinions about so many things that we don't know anything about. So busy, entrepreneurs, they're so capitalistic. Donald Trump, brr. Cheetahs, whatever. I'm like, how is that going to help you exactly? And how is that going to help you connect with that other person that you need to work with? Question, don't judge. Number 2, just not paying attention to others. I saw this happen just recently. People are like, hey, how are you? Oh, my father died. Oh, that's nice. Oh, great to hear. I'm like, not present. And we're so present in Ubud. You got to pout your lips when you do presence in Ubud. Otherwise, something's wrong. I live in Sanoa, so I can take the piss. But anyway, so listen. Just pay more attention to what people are saying. Here's what my coach said, Brian Tracy, which is really good. He says, be interested and stop being interesting. Spend more time being interested in people. Listen to what AG was telling me about his story yesterday. That was amazing, man. Blew my mind. You're here and you're like, wow. I wasn't like, oh, AG's going to say this, so I'm going to say this one up on him. This is where I find a lot of people who Google shit. Who cares? Technical language. Coaches 101. It's all about the dark, what do we call it? The shadows. You got to look at the contract, the P&L statements. Listen, you don't understand scalability. You really got to uplift your market, get into the MVP, and people are like, yeah. Right? What's the point? It's just an ego trip. So if you're using technical language and the other person doesn't understand you, you're just in your ego. No offense. That's just a fact. So do what I used to do with my son, I suggest, is I just get down to his level. He talks third party. He goes, Daniel doesn't want to do that. I'm like, oh, daddy does. And we're like having this third party conversation, just the two of us, having a great time. But he gets it because he's feeling for my intention. So what's your intention? To be smart? Or is your intention to connect? That will guide you. Quite easy. Yep. Hope that's helpful. Next. Coach again. Hey, you know what you should do, AJ? Listen. That business, let me tell you what to do. Yeah? He's not my client. Why the hell am I telling him? He hasn't asked. Ladies in the room, until you're asked for your opinion, don't give it. It'll save you a divorce, ask me. I had opinions for everything, I still do. It's just now I try not to answer unless it comes with a paycheck. Then you're paying me to tell you my opinion. So nothing's really changed. I've just positioned myself better. Anyway, get what you need out of that. Just unwarranted solutions are actually a very big disconnection. Last, I know in the West you're supposed to mind your own business. I went to Holland, I saw some interesting things. Bali's got its problems, Africa's got its problems, Australia's got its problems. But in the West, when I went to Europe, you know, people were so not trying to rock the boat that some people were really disrespectful to others and no one made it their business to intervene in a safe way. You know what I mean? And it got really bad when it could have just gone like, hey, listen, that's just not the right thing to do in this situation. So everyone just put their head down, but you could feel in the whole train, you know when you're in a situation and it's just uncomfortable and heavy and unbearable for everyone. These are the times I'm talking about. Don't avoid concerns. If someone says their father died, it doesn't take you a long time to relate to something, even your pet goldfish that died. Just go there and come with some empathy. Not sympathy, empathy. Check the definition. I am not a big fan of sympathy. But empathy, yes. Because you're putting yourself in the other person's shoes without trying to let them avoid it, yeah? All right. Everyone got that? So I want you now to get up and go to someone you haven't met. Share one of those things in those 5 barriers that you think you need to work on. Yeah, you're all working today. Go on. Someone you haven't met. That way, if it's embarrassing, you don't need to see them again. Yeah, look at these 2 proactive ones. Come on. That's the speed I'm looking at. Yes. I'll put it back, Jennifer. Yes, thank you. I read minds. No, we are connected. Yeah. So one of the 5. 50 minutes? I'm going by my... So I think I do that.
For what?
To 50 minutes gone or 1 hour?
No, 1 hour is gone.
Okay.
Yeah, actually 45 because we started late. Yeah.
So I can slow down. So one of the ones that you need to work on, be vulnerable, be honest, and give an example if you can. All right, make sure your friend gets a chance to speak.
Sounds like my mom and my sister. She's had a baby last year, she'll have one next week, another one. And I think it's a mom thing. I don't know. Like, you're gonna like, you gotta do this. Like, every mom will kind of have that concern. I think. Share with my kids. I don't have a kid, so
obviously I do it.
All right, you got 10 seconds. Get deep and close up. Yeah. The one you want to work on the hardest. Don't work on things that come easy. Okay, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. And have a seat. Now, here's the thing. Don't sit where you're sitting. So, grab your stuff. If you're sitting in the front, sit in the back. Sitting in the back, sit in the front. If you're sitting on the left, sit on the right. If you're sitting on the right, sit on the left. But you can't sit next to your friend, whoever your friend was, and you can't sit next to a relative or a wife or a husband. So, Michael, no talking to Primi. Yep. Good. Nice. Take your stuff. You're never going back. Ever. Awesome. You're doing really well, guys. Really, 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 really well. Quite a lot of people. It's just I can't reach it. It's kind of weird. Okay. AJ, learning something new? Learning something new? Not new, but reinforced maybe. Okay. All right. Oh, apart from Michael. Michael has an exception. He can sit there. We have a deal. All right. Awesome. Who found that exercise a bit more interesting? Who found it a little bit uncomfortable? Okay, so here's the trick. The person that says uncomfortable is the person that was most authentic in that moment. Because imagine if you are okay with all that, you're not working hard enough. Remember the comfort zone? This is the shit that's going to fuck you up. You got to go in there. Because if you go in there, my friends, with a stranger, aren't you going to have to face this stuff when you're building your business every single day? But imagine if you're going for comfort and ease. You won't see it. And people are too polite to tell you the truth about why they don't like you. That's why coaching is good. But in this situation, if you start getting honest with yourself and start feeling it's uncomfortable, it's probably the right thing to work on. You see what I'm saying? So if you found it easy, you picked the easy one. You didn't work. What a waste of your time. That's Coach Aaron talking now. Boom. Yeah. That was to my clients. The ones who are not, don't worry about it. But the clients I saw who didn't put up their hands, I saw you. Now we have fun. But it's true, isn't it? Even for me, I speak all the time. I'm bored. I have my favorite client here. She's beautiful. She knows, she says, Aaron, you're talking about the same things all the time. I'm like, I know. I'm bored. But I have to go deeper in it. So that I can also find out what the hell I'm talking about that I'm not doing so I can become better for you guys next time. Can you imagine what sort of speaker I'll be in 10 years from now? If that's the game, to get uncomfortable with you, more authentic with you, give you more content, more. Please, I invite you to this game. It's called Growth Mindset. Lotta has the book title. You can get it from her. Okay, next. We did that. So, here are the benefits of what I was challenging you all to do, because you think, I've done this thousands of times, I know what I'm doing. Is you actually can only build trust with someone by effectively communicating with them. You know what I mean? That's the only way. There's no other way. So don't underestimate that. Number two, you want to build a business? I'm sorry to say, it's a leadership job. You got to wake up without having your boss telling you to wake up. This is one of the hardest things we do when we stop our jobs and get into entrepreneurship. It's like depression for the first couple of weeks. Because you just... you were always told what to do. So from there you have to lead, and then you have to start leading effectively. This takes serious balls, or ovaries, whichever way you want to look at it. Next, ability, did I just say that? Ability to get people to like you. I'm sorry to say, people need to like you if they want to buy from you. Yes or yes, guys? Who's ever gone in Bali, you get these marketeers all selling the same stuff. You go to one person, they make you feel good. You go to the next person, they make you feel crappy. But they're cheaper. You still go back and buy from the more expensive. You say, give me a discount from that person. Because you like that person. Yes? Who's ever been there? You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Two sides to that coin. One, if you're the mean person, this is why you're not making sales. You're not being likable. You're being a B. Yeah? But if you're a nice person, ask for the business. It's really nice. People want to buy. They just don't like to be sold. I love buying from nice people. Yeah. So, building connections. That's what it's all about. And it's not just texting. So much more than that. Premi, our marketing director, will tell you, we have a communication system for marketing. There are so many steps in it. Text is just one. It's called user experience. What's the user experience when you're connecting with people? Are people leaving you feeling, that was such an uplifting connection? Or are they going, oh my God, if I see that person again, I'm going to throw up. And you know the difference when people go, oh, hey, Jennifer. Or they go, oh, you know. I get a bit of both, so I haven't quite worked this one out. Anyway, resolve conflicts. I have never seen any other way to do it. Hey, guys. You have to communicate effectively to resolve a conflict. Because remember, a big part of the best communication conflicts I've resolved is when I remember I only know 20% of what's really going on. I don't have the whole story. So I better ask questions before I make assumptions. Yeah? I encourage you to do the same. So let's play a little trick because some of you are still hooked on social media too much. Who is this lady? Mla mla? Mla mla mla? Huh? Mla mla? I never know. I'm dyslexic. I don't know what the hell. But that, actually, Ben, give me a hand. What is the name again? Yeah, MySpace maybe, yeah? But here's my point. She had one thing going for her, and she wasn't like slim model looking or whatever you think it needs to be. She had this smile. And I became this guy. You know. She's gone and I'm still talking about her. I don't even know this woman, but she seems to be a nice person. But we all know that's not completely true. You understand what I'm saying? But she built a whole brand on TV. So my point is, why are you spending so much time paying for ads and stuff like that when you're just neglecting the basics that will last you a lifetime and beyond? Food for thought. I'm not responsible for your success, but people need to like you. Who knows this guy? Yes, we can. Barack Obama, president. Oh, man, he made my job so much easier. Damn, I owe him so many checks, I don't even know. It's just endless perception. Change the game, you know, and thank God for that. So I can't take all the credit. So my point is this. He did a couple of things that we researched. I recommend you test yourself on them. One, he just respects a lot of people and their opinions. He doesn't care too much whether you like him, don't like him, Democrat. You know, he went for the neutral game. Powerful. When he's wrong, he admits it. I'm wrong 80% of the time, remember? I don't know what I don't know. So the best I can do for most of you is I'm sorry I'm pissing you off right now. Sue me. Right? But here's why I love coaching. I want you, let's do a social exercise. Can we all do better tomorrow than we can do today? Yes or no? So if that's true, why aren't we doing it now? Oh yeah, but you know, Game of Thrones is on, man, and you know, I'm a bit tired. Chapet. You know, malas, whatever. It's like, just do a little bit. Bigger smile tomorrow than you did today. Can we all do that? That's what I'm talking about. It's that simple stuff. Get others to say yes more immediately. Probably you've seen Tony Robbins is like king of NLP. Yes or yes, yes or no. That's not what this means. This means that if I say something that I know is morally and universally true to be right, that's where I'm seeking confirmation from you. And if you don't know it, you better look around to people who are saying yes, because if a smile really goes a long way, get on the program. No, but it hasn't been proven. Okay. That's all I'm saying. People argue with me about that. I'm like, hey, it's not my fault. I'm just telling you. And I'm not doing it like, It's like, I just think there's so many things to be happy about in life. Firstly, I got out of bed healthy. Oh my God. I'm in Bali. Oh my God, shall I continue? Why are you guys so upset? Kitas, come on, give me the Kitas problem. Much better than gunshots in my country. What are we talking about here? Or taxes in yours. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. Anyway. And here's my favorite. I see so many people arguing, and I'm like, disconnected, disconnected, disconnected. What's the point? I'm not really good at relationships, I know that, but I can tell you, when I had therapy after my divorce, it broke me. But every single argument I won with my ex, I lost the marriage. So if you guys are in relationships, try to lose more. You will win more. Please. Otherwise you end up like me, and it's not a bad place. I have a happy ending. But I'm just telling you, I could have avoided a lot of heartbreaks and stopped hurting so many people just to be right. Oh yeah, this is how some of my coaches put it. Most people want to be right more than they want to be successful. That is madness. You get your certificate, but nothing else. And a big ego. That's it. So check yourselves, yeah? That's how you build trust. Oops. All right, we're almost there. So, here are the 9 tips I was talking about. Take a photo, it will change your life. Come on. Come on, baby. All right. So, I don't have time to go into this, but later on, if you're interested, I'm going to just pretend you didn't see that. It's all in your mind. Okay. Sorry, tech issues. Primi, can you, I don't know, change batteries or just throw that away for some of us? All right. There we go. It's just a bit slow. 2, 3. That's it. So there's 9. How many? This is the research. Go to books like Dale Carnegie all the way to neuroscience today. It's all the same. It all comes down to these things. Ah, come on. Oh, did you do that? Oh, wait, take this out. Take this out. You're clicking it, it's working. Okay, so one of them is active listening. Active listening is what I was talking to you guys about with, was it AJ? Yeah, I was talking to AJ yesterday. We were connecting, eye contact. Did you feel like I was listening last night at the end? But guys, we were talking and the rest of the room was like mayhem, people coming in and out saying thank you and whatever, they hate me, whatever it was, all kind of happening. And we just kind of like, so anyway, and we just kept going. Yeah, and then he was like a really attentive person because he goes something like this. Uh-huh, really? Uh-huh. Oh, well, I understand what you mean. Like, I was like, I'm the most important person in his life. That's active listening. My son puts it simpler. Daddy, listen with your eyes. You know, that's 3-year-old language. Guys, he gets it. The rest of us are like, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, what did you say? Oh, yeah, yeah, I'll text you about that. Yeah, okay, see you, bye. And what we doing at Facebook? Seriously. Now, I do this too, so I'm not telling you like I'm perfect or anything. It's just, know that. So, nonverbal communication, we did a game on it. So, I'm telling you this because you guys demonstrated for yourselves 80% of what's actually happening that's important doesn't include words. Being present, we talked about that. Being empathetic, not sympathetic. Please check the dictionary. Empathy is the game, not sympathy. Sympathy keeps people small. Sympathy creates entitlement. Big difference. Providing feedback. So AJ, was that right when you said to me you're from India originally, but you're kind of here for a little while and maybe we'll have an opportunity to catch up on Saturday, but we have to confirm? Is that right what you said? Okay, feedback. I heard what he said. Came back to him 24 hours later, but I should have done it on the moment. It's just there was too much going on. But I took it in. You understand? I took it in. And that's what I want you guys to do, is when you hear something, before you have an opinion, get feedback. Hey, did you mean this? I'd say, I'm a dickhead. Yeah, okay. What does dickhead mean exactly to you? Oh, it means like an awesome person that's just really courageous. Oh, really? Oh, thank you. Totally different. I've had this happen to me once. I was about to bust someone. You know, I'm from the streets, man. You know, no, don't do that. Clarify, summarize. I gave you that example. Asking questions. People think coaching is about knowing things. I actually know less than my clients. People go, I went like, no, I know like 10% what my clients know. And then the client goes, no, you know like 2%. So let's go with that. I know like 2% of what my clients know about what they should be doing in their business. But I'll ask you a lot of questions. Learn to ask questions. There's a great book. Oh, it's called Questions Are the Answers. Have you noticed? I've already recommended how many books so far? 10. Yeah, come on. Get on the game. Be clear and succinct. Well, you know, it's like really levitating and opening your chakras to the universe. And, you know, I think the retrograde feeling is really, I'm like, I want to understand you, but I don't even understand the words you just used. You're not succinct. If you want me to be spiritually connected to you, please use my language. And then I will use those words that I now understand. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing with using technical words. Spiritual people in the room, please, if you want to be spiritual, ask people if they even understand what that means. And if you can't explain it, you better back up. You know. And I'm telling you that because I'm just telling myself. In coaching, it's the same. I can't use terminology you can't understand. Then what's the point of the experience? We're not connecting, yeah? So, rapport is built by this active listening and creating a connection with all these. So it's not just one thing. But if I can ask you a question, we don't have time. I did this last time. Score yourself out of 10 in any of these. 10 being you're masterful at it. 0 being you never do it. Wherever you score low at, pick one and focus on it for the next 90 days. Is that okay? Just one. You don't have to conquer Rome in one day. Right? For me, when I was growing up in Africa, we're so politically correct and polite, I was never giving people honest feedback. Destroyed their businesses. Sometimes I say that's a shit product. I couldn't say it. 10 years later, they closed, and I know I could have saved them. So now I'm like, listen. All right? I recommend you do that. Okay. Yes. What was what, sorry? What was it? Yes. What about it? What was that one? Yeah, good question. What did I say? I said developing trust and rapport is about connecting all the others. And when you do that, you develop trust and rapport. I think that's what I said. Maybe. Let's make that up. That sounds good. Let's go with that. Okay, Primi, do me a favor. Remind me to take the bingo game out of the workshop. It's too big for this one, yeah? Sorry, guys. We just got to skip. It's just a bit too much. But, no, but that isn't. Just a bingo game out. Yeah. Process improvement. You know how it is. Forgive us. Okay, so these are the body language things that, where are you? You asked me a question. Who was it? I think it was you. Anne? Is it Anne? What's your name? Anna. Anna asked, okay, what do you do then? Yeah? So I'm answering that question and then we'll close. So, remember I talked about cluster, context, and congruence. Who remembers that? So it's not about what I'm saying, it's what else is going on around my story. So don't just listen to the words, listen to the intention, look at the context, etc., etc. Okay? Smile and laugh. Some of you want to laugh, but you're like, it's like, you look a bit awkward. So if it's not funny and you don't find me funny, don't laugh. And I find myself very funny, you know. I do things, I'm like, why did I say that? But I find that funny. I just don't take myself too seriously. God forbid you become successful. Anyway, next, close body language. So how are you? Hey guys, welcome. My name is Aaron Mashano. And you'd be like, what's wrong with you, man? So people who are like me, introverted, believe it or not, I had to get first into the power pose, right? And just kind of talk from here. And then over time, I started becoming more comfortable to a point where I stopped using notes and like freaking out to just looking at pictures. 10,000 hours though. So if a kid from Africa with no English can get here, you guys can smash this. But please, don't underestimate body language. It's more important than the words. We talked about that. Talked personal space. I don't have time to do this exercise, but I can tell you in Africa you can get all up in our business, spitting distance. It's all good. I tried that in Australia. I got punched in the face. There's a personal space thing going on. Natalie, may I use you for a second? Round of applause for Natalie. Sorry, I'm extending time. Yeah, it's good. Thank you. So, where are you from?
Australia.
Oh, you're Australian. Good on you. Whereabouts?
Where I live here?
No, there. Oz.
Cairns.
All right. Sweet as. Hold this. Hold this and talk through it. So,
And where are you?
she doesn't know what we're about to do. Have we ever met before?
Never.
Oh, good. I was like, maybe we have. Okay, so, in Australia, yeah.
Australia, mate.
Well, anyway, yep. We can talk and use the S word and sometimes the S word. It's no problem. So you know where I got my language from. However, when I go home, my mom will put self-limiting and probably lock me up for sort of priest to come and pray for me. But the point is, you gotta really look at this one and this one a little bit. So I learned though, being an African, like I love to get close and touchy-feely with people. It doesn't work out too well, particularly opposite sex in general. But this is a tip for everyone. So here's me and Natalie talking. Hi, Natalie. How you going?
Good, thanks. How are you, mate?
Yeah, going because, you know, I've dropped into Australian now. All right, sweet. So, hey, listen, I was really thinking, this crowd is really interesting. What do you think?
I don't know. Like, I haven't really met
Good looking?
everyone.
Oh, you need to meet them. And
A
stuff.
few.
Yeah, okay. I think
Yeah,
they're right. Do you
yeah,
think it
some of
smells
them are pretty
funny?
hot.
Some smell funny, though.
Smell.
Do you think they smell funny?
Well, so do I. So,
Okay,
you know.
me too. Okay. So anyway, we're talking shit as we talk about. But here's the thing. Am I touching her? I'm getting my African feel, but I'm not in this one. Hey, how you doing? Yes, shoot.
off.
Yeah, exactly. See? That's what will happen. So my point for us touchy-feelies, you can angle something. Because the minute you move from here to there and have a topic out there, it creates the space. Is this helpful? So really know that. And then I went to Norway. Okay. Hey, going, Natalie? Hey, super look. Yeah. Look at the, it's like, they couldn't get any further from me. So I went, hey, how you doing? And I stayed here and they're like, oh, you're a really friendly guy, you know. So I was still not like touchy-feely because it was so different a culture. But I also wasn't accepting in a certain context. I could see who was comfortable to kind of bring it in a little. Because they also know I'm African, so half of it is expected. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, don't be too formal. Try and cluster situations. And then give the angles some time to work. You understand? Because at the end of the day, trust me, everyone wants to get close and connect with everyone. True or false? We all do. But you don't want to do it with strangers. So the way you bridge that gap is through angles. Is this making sense? I really hope that helps you. Ladies, men in the room, Try it. It's powerful stuff. So I can't wait to get to this place as fast as possible before we even have a business conversation. Because here, we're not talking from me and you across the room. We're just mates talking about the project. Hey, this is my project. What do you think? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Hey, listen. And then I start, like, before you know it, I'm doing this, like, bashing you over. We're laughing. It's over. Business is done. Yeah? I hope that helps. So, big round of applause for Natalie. Thank you. The mic can go somewhere here. Thank you. Okay. So, that's all kind of like advanced stuff. And I better finish. Remember what I said to you. Entrepreneurship, communication, the things I'm teaching you are all skills-based learning. Skills-based? You are not learning anything if you just know it. Knowledge is information. Wisdom is action. That's deep, but think about it. Because I can tell you, hey, what does water taste like? What would you say? Taste like, not feel like. Taste like. You can be friends with me. She's quick. What does it taste like? Look at it. I've done this thousands of times. Every country. What does it taste like? Nobody knows. But who's ever had water here? You see, there's so much in there. Oh, well, it tastes like, no. See, but when you like don't have friends like me and think about everything, you have these cool little questions. But here's where I'm going with that. If you practice how to communicate, things start to come naturally to you. Yeah? And so practice is more important than those 9 tips. But I'm going to give you where the research is coming after 10,000 hours and 10 years or 20 years now, I think, of research from neuroscience, psychology. This book will change your life if you want to read it. But I'll summarize it for you if you're lazy like me. Something I've learned really quickly is in coaching the hard way is I'm not meeting a lot of people these days, my friends, that are participating. Hey, Diane. Are participating in their own rescue. Everyone wants me to fix their problems. That's not what a coach is. That's a mentor or someone else. I don't know. A coach is about performance. It's about what? So you have to stop performing, and to do that, you got to practice. And there are things you have to do on your own that I can't do for you. And I was always hitting my head around the wall on what are these things at the minimalist, simplest point I can share with someone for them to measure themselves by. I came across peak performance habits or high performance habits. There it is. Number 1, seeking clarity. Number 2, generate energy. Who here thinks I got a bit of energy? Just a tad. Billionaires 10 times me. Here's what's so funny. Money is energy. Ain't that funny? So the most energetic people have more money? Yes. So if you're always going to be like, how's your business? Yeah. People are like, I ain't buying from you. And we think we need a better marketing plan. No, you just need more energy for your business. Okay? But number 1, seeking clarity. The peak performers, mothers, marriages, gold athletes, whatever, Olympic medalists, business owners, billionaires, every single industry sector in 190 countries. I'm not shitting you. A lot of research went into this. The most successful people always ask questions. How can I improve? That is the common denominator across all successful people. Number 2, hey, I need a coach because I can't see the picture when I'm in the frame. Let me go seek some answers. Not, I need someone who has the answers. It's just, can they maybe help me ask better questions to myself? Or what does it really take to build a business? Is it financial investment and business plans? Or is it maybe communication? Let's go find out. Seeking clarity. But people who are not so successful, guess what? Oh yeah, I know that. Yep, I know that, yep. Oh yeah, that's too expensive. Try the price of ignorance. Woo! Some people thought the world was flat and we have to lock our kids in a cage. Humans do some crazy shit. So imagine what else is still archaic in business that's not serving you. That's what I'm saying. Next, I talk about this all the time. Raise necessity. I can give you a strategy, but are you going to do it today? Not tomorrow, not next week, not when retrograde isn't happening. Tomorrow, today, deadline. No, I'm just going to see how it flows. Good, you're going to flow down the river. Unfortunately, that's how it's called, getting old. It's happening to all of us, and guess what? We're all going to die. But why not make it count? What are we waiting for? I'll tell you who. You're waiting for the better version of yourself. But that person is only going to come when you start practicing to be the better version of yourself. Is this making sense? I hope so. So that's your responsibility. This is where Start Results coaching comes into play. We can help you increase productivity by telling you the things you need to focus on. That we can do. But if you're not putting in the energy and you're not treating it as urgent, so just conversational talk. I can help you communicate more effectively. Why? I do this for a living. But I don't say I'm going to make you polite or professional. I don't even know what that means. I just want to know who you are. And like, where's Putu? She did a presentation here. She did it her way. I wasn't here, but I heard it was amazing. But first we had to find out who she was, so she's going to present the way she does. And when she did that, she's in her power. So can you. So don't just sign up for all these TED Talk techniques. No, it's like find out who you are and communicate your authentic voice. Is this making sense? But you can't do that if you don't want to know about it. I'm just wasting my time talking about it with you. But the most successful people, oh yeah, my coach puts it this way. He's never, and I have never met a rich hermit. All successful people have a ton of people supporting them, including Donald Trump. So I'm sorry, there's a little bit more going on with that guy. It's just not possible to be that successful for that long. It's naive. There must be something, otherwise the whole world's gone crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just not possible. I'm not with him or for him. I don't vote. I don't care. It's just I know leadership. You can't. Bob Marley's quote, I love it. He says you can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. It's impossible. So before you start judging, just get off the couch, do something, and figure it out, and see how many people judge you when you're in the limelight. That just comes with the job. But until then, make some money and leave him alone. It's not worth a chat, right? You can't change it anyway. Next and last, demonstrate courage. Guys, it takes balls for Natalie, or ovaries, whichever one it is, for Natalie to come up here and speak. That's why I asked you to give a big round of applause. Public speaking is hard. Lotta loves it. Hey, Lotta. Yeah. I'll talk about this lady later, but in our tribe, we do some crazy stuff, which is like social experiments, which are more my fun. But we went and danced at this big African party down the road somewhere. Where was that? Changu. Went crazy. It was so much fun. But you should see, she was like dancing. Can I share the story? Yeah? I'm going to share it anyway. She's like, and we just had a session. It was powerful. So I'm like, Lotta, we need to get out of the comfort zone. Yeah. And then she comes to the club. She's like at the back. I'm like, Lotta, this is the time. I just grabbed her, went to the center of the stage. There's like hundreds of people. And she's like, yeah, round of applause. That was amazing. And she's like this for a while. And then before you know it, I was like, whoa! Everyone went crazy. Yeah, big round of applause for her. Amazing experience. But I'm sorry, I don't know, that's not in the coaching program. It's just courage. But I bet you she went home, later she sent me messages, she's on a trajectory to success. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Are you getting this, ladies and gentlemen? It's simple stuff. Get out there. Okay, we must finish. So, here's the excuses I hear every day, but I'm just going to put them there. If you use them all the time, take a photo and don't use them. That will change your life. That simple. I don't have time, I don't have money. Yeah, me too. So what? Move on. Every single person I met that was successful had the same issues, turned it into a competitive advantage. That's it. So, sorry, it's just a bit boring now. Yeah? So last but not least is the quote I want to leave all of you with. I really thought being a black poor kid in Africa meant a lot to a lot of people, including World Vision, because that was the actual scholarship I got. But I found out that people actually don't give as much a shit as I thought. Because if they did, they'll be changing Africa with me, wouldn't they? Bastards. But here's what I'm here to share with you. We don't give a shit about you either. But here's what we do care about as human beings. And that is, we want you to use your strengths and your personality to serve the world and contribute positively to all of us. That is what we all care about. Yes or no, ladies and gentlemen? So my question to all of you and to leave you on this, start contributing, stop complaining. Start contributing, stop complaining. Use that energy to change this fucking world, man, because I get goosebumps, I cry about it. It was so simple when I just got off my own ass and just said, okay, I'm going to help one person. Then one person turned to two, two turned to four, four turned to 10, 400, and people go, oh my God. No, I just stopped worrying about whether you cared about me or not. I care more about whether I can serve you. Imagine if you can just change that perspective and stop chasing the money will come. I promise you. But most of us are chasing the money, so we're serving. You get it? That's not how it works. Because if it was, Michael Jackson would have stopped at $1 million and stopped producing music. He still did it till the end, that crazy man. Right? So, how can you serve? Makasi. So here's my challenge to you. Last challenge. Next step. And challenges are only good for people who like challenges. Some of us don't. We like comfort. That's different. That's not my style. So, this Saturday. When? Saturday. It's coming up soon. We got some crazy people coming. You've probably met a few of them already. Who's ever been to a mud? What's it called? Mud what? Top Mudder. Yeah, have you ever been to one of those? 4 times. Damn! No wonder he's leading. Listen, he went there, I'm sure. He was wearing his best suit. He didn't get dirty at all. It was so easy, right? This is what people think success is. But I'm telling you today, ladies and gentlemen, it's more like this. But here's what I love about this new entrepreneurial community in Bali. We are now on the other side, and we all get over the other side and we go, hey, come on, AJ, we can help you. I did it, you can do it. You got Primi, Lotta, all these guys I've been mentioning, you know, Michelle, Richard, Ray, Michael. I mean, these guys are amazing. And I can't do this on my own. So I started building this crazy thing we call Tribe, which is just what everyone's calling it. But I'm thinking in my head it feels more like this because it's tough stuff. Have we had tears or not, guys, in the Tribe? It's not easy, but we work for the contribution. So if you want to learn a little bit about that, let me just give you some help with this. We figured out we can narrow a 4-day Tony Robbins workshop into 16 hours. But we don't sleep until we're done. But why not just do it and knock it off in 1 day than 4 days? But it's intense. You've been. It's intense and it's crazy and it's just what it is. But we love it and we do it again. Yeah? So we're going for the 3rd version. Next, I figured out there's only 4 parts of life to work on. Only 4. You fix these, 80% of your results change. But rather than me teaching them to you, why not immerse yourself in the mud, as Ben did, get yourself a bit dirty even in places you don't want things to go, cold outside your comfort zone, and you grow and get the experience and you can take that home with you. Because without the experience, there's no context. Yeah? So this is not a motivational thing. It's a boot camp. Yeah? It's intense. But we love it. Next. There's 3 business areas. Most of you don't know this. But there's only 3 areas you have to be in business. What I'm finding is a challenge with business workshops now is that when I started my career, I was teaching people at the beginning and then teaching them a book from a CEO who's never built a business. There's different levels. So you have to know where you're at and get the information where you're at. Versus getting information here when you don't need to know certain things. So generic information isn't the way to go with these things. Okay? Next. We got to work on your habits, my friends. Strategy, affirmations, without execution is the beginning of delusion. You can affirm all you like, but if you don't act on what you're affirming, the universe won't give it to you. I know this to be true. Your actions have to align with what you want. So if you're an entrepreneur, you have to put in the hours to have an entrepreneurial, successful income. I don't make the rules. Think about it. So it's tomorrow. It's parents in the room. Like, I always go there. 29th of September. Here's my thing. Primi, come over here. I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to finish on this. This lady is rocking it because that man sitting over there is Michael. That's her amazing husband. And these guys have changed my life because they're Indonesian. These guys are amazing. Guys, there's a saying in Africa, if you see a turtle on a tree, no, it didn't get there by itself. I feel like that turtle on a mango tree, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? It's because these 2 people as a couple put me there. He lets her work with me crazy hours, and she lets him go and play soccer. No, just kidding. You know. But the reason I want to mention her is she got this promotion to be marketing director for our business. So I actually don't know much about what's going on about anything. So if there's still any more tickets, she's the one to talk to. But she also knows if she likes you, she'll give you discounts. She doesn't like you, then tough titties. So just wave at everyone. Go see Primi at the end if you want to participate in the mud. Would love to have you. And we actually, no, I won't talk about it. I'll tell you the surprise when you get there because there's another day we do crazier stuff. But that's for the not for the faint-hearted. Yeah. Okay, so thank you. All right, so it looks like that. I put that there just to entice you, but the truth is we're so indoors all night, you're not going to enjoy the pool. So that's just doesn't make any sense. So here's the promotion, though. We have a few tickets. It's $299. I'm sorry, I wish I could give you a freemium, but it's this weekend, so it's not going to happen. But what we decided to do is that's the ticket price. We have a 10x tool to help you with your habits. We have an online course we've launched that's doing really well about how to help you choose winning business ideas. All that stuff we're just going to put in because we want to give you the support. But the most important value, my friends, is about conditioning your habits. And that's why I need you for 16 hours to do that. And then you get the after support. Because, let's face it, getting a certificate for leadership doesn't make you a leader, right? So I already know 16 hours won't be enough. But it's what we do after that. And this is what we can do. So if this is kind of resonating with you, I don't know what that's in rupiah. Talk to Premi, she'll talk to you. And in closing...